Okay guys, so if I asked you a question and said, how do you scribe skirting boards or baseboards, depending on where you are in the world, or architraves, would you know how to do it? I had an idea just now for a video. I've just completed one skirting board and I've got another one to do. So I thought I'd show you the process of how to do that. If you're not sure, it's not a hard process. It's just a certain set of steps that you need to follow to complete the task. But before I get onto that, I will show you what I've been up to this weekend, considering it is a Sunday and I'm working. So this is the job. There used to be a door there for the rear of the post office where all the parcels and whatever are. And they wanted a door in the center, which I have now completed. The pin boards have been modified and moved either side of the door. They were in the center, either side. Now they've been moved. There's the skirting I was just talking about down there, and the small scribe in the corner. And what I do have is one more to do out the back. That's the other door that was there. But I have to use a piece there to scribe. Well, it's just a plumb cut on that side and then a scribe into the skirting because it's a corner on the other end. So I will show you how to do that. Now this is not going to be an area that is very visible because it's going to have shelving, kind of like these ones, going in front of it. So it's not going to be visible, and over time if it moves, it's not a big deal. But, you know, best practice, doing things the right way, it's always a good habit to get into. The reason why we do scribing is with timber and temperature, shrinkage and expansion, it allows the timber to do its natural, you know, movement, and it doesn't upset the actual join or split the join when one board runs into another board. So I don't know whether that makes sense, but it makes sense in my brain, my small pea brain. So anyway, let's get on to showing you how to do it. So first thing we'll do, we'll measure, just butt our tape into the skirting or baseboard down there and run it along to wherever it finishes. And in this case, we have 872 millimeters-ish. So now we've got the measurement. We've got someone vacuuming out the back. This is our old skirting that I'm going to reuse. And I've just cut this, and this is the way you got to cut it. It's a 45-degree angle on that, so to face, and then you cut it that way because you need to keep that, if I can get my camera work going properly, you need to keep that for later, and I'll explain why soon. So once you've got it cut like that, not the other way, not back cut it, you got to cut it this way, and then we have to, well, I'm just going to use the renovator to do it. If you've got a still hand, and you've got to back cut it along that line, about 5 degrees back that way, up until that point there, and then you cut along that line and leave that little tongue hanging over. So anyhow, let's do that. And renovator, for anyone that doesn't know, that's a renovator or a multi-tool. That's what I'm talking about with the 5-degree back cut along that edge in a straight line. And then I've just left the little tongue on there to fit over the corner of the abutting skirting board. So there's another reason why we cut this first and just leave the length long. So now I know that that's the end that's going to butt in. I can just hook the tape on there and measure 870 back down there, 873 or 2 or whatever it was. Make that cut, that plumb cut, and then we will go and fit the scribed, that's the scribe, architrave, skirting board. So there is the finished product. I've just got to fix it in with some nails now. but you can see it just butts into that end, runs along, and there is the scribe. How it fits over the adjoining skirting board. That's it, nice and tight in there. So now with any movement between in these pieces of timber, you won't get a gap opening up here. That is the correct way to scribe skirting boards, architraves or baseboards.